1920 school year. Your summer went by in a flash, but I, for one, am glad to see all the faces back. We have a great assembly for you this morning. You're going to see some performances. We're going to make some introductions. You will meet our new teachers, all smiling over there, and you're also going to be recognized. But first, I want to tell you about the state of education. As you know, our legislators are working hard to make education in Oklahoma a top priority. And last year, teachers got an average raise of about $6,100. This year, teachers will get a minimum of $1,220. There has been about $650 million added back into the formula because of taxes that have increased. And I will let you know what we have been able to do in Ponca City because of these improvements. Got my list here. Well, it's actually in progress. We are going to have a secure entrance at the pre-K center. All of our sites will be secure and protected. And you know what? Stillwater's still working on that, making all their sites have secure entrances. So we compete all the time. Improvements at the FFA farm. We have a new HVAC, a new roof, insulated barn. Frazier, did any of the ceiling tiles fall in on you this morning when it was raining? It's been nice, much needed, way overdue. Okay, this summer we have purchased $70,000 worth of new Promethean boards to replace those that you can no longer see. All right, so some of you are getting a new Promethean board, and we're going to put those on a refreshment series every 5 years. So we're not going to let our Promethean boards get in the bad shape that they're in. Something that you don't even know about behind the scenes, we purchased a new forklift. I mean, who really thinks we need a forklift? We need one at the maintenance department in the warehouse. So our forklift was on its last leg. We have new seating in the Howe Auditorium, and you guys are going to be thrilled about this, new seating in West Middle School Auditorium. We have made a host of other new improvements, and I won't explain all of those to you right now, but one thing that we did is we purchased new band uniforms, and our employees are going to be the first people to see the new band uniforms. We will debut those tonight. Now, actually this morning, when we are out at, we can stay here all night too. No, we have to go to Sullins for the fall bash tonight, 6 o'clock. When we're out and about and looking at what other schools do, we started talking about new band uniforms. And I told Mr. Christie, I said, Mr. Christie, let's get plumes. Can we have plumes on our new band uniforms? We were at Shawnee last year, and they had these white plumes, and they just were so bright, and they just shone out into the crowd. He said, Mrs. Eric, we do have plumes. I said, we do? Ours are black. You couldn't see them against the night sky. So get ready. You are going to see our new band uniforms. Band, we are ready. about the white plumes. They are real bird feathers, so you can't touch the feather part when you insert them into the hat. You have to use the little metal thing, and I'm sure that's not really what it's called, the little metal thing. But they'll straighten me out on it. Amazing. You guys look amazing. Notice the wildcat on the front. And I love the white plumes. They're my favorite. All right, we have some introductions to make. We have some board members here today. We have our board president, Mr. Robin Riley. Robin, will you stand up? We have board member, Ms. Judy True. And we have board member, Mr. Don Newsom. Thank you so much for coming. Ms. Nancy Zimmershed and Dr. David Kincaid had some work obligations, so they could not be here, but I want you to know our 5 board members support our students and our staff like no other. They work hard for this district. They get paid nothing. They spend countless hours working to improve our district, and I appreciate them. I also want to recognize our central admin. We have Mr. Curtis Layton, our Executive Director of HR. Mary Ladd, our Communications Director. She sends out all the good news and sometimes our not so good news. We have Ms. Barbara Allen. She is our webmaster. We have Liz Glaser, our Director of Child Nutrition. Brenda Story, our Chief Financial Officer. Barbara Cusick, Executive Director of Curriculum. Amy Schwartz, our Director of Special Services. Terry Vogel, Elementary Curriculum. I see Jason Levitt, our AD back there. And our Director of Technology, Jason Reitenauer. And then I want you to meet our administrators. I'm going to have to get over here where I can see everybody really well. We have Ms. Rhonda Merrifield, our principal at Roosevelt. Liz Hargraves, our principal at Lincoln. Her assistant principal, Dawn Mills. We have a new principal, stand up Katie, Ms. Katie Thomason. She is our new principal at Garfield. Mr. Tim Williams, our principal at Goodlands. Denton Long, our principal at East Middle School. We have a new assistant at East Middle School, Mr. Keith Crocker. And we took your former jazz band director, but we sure have a good one that replaced him. We have Mr. Thad Dilbeck, principal at Poe High. Ms. Carla Streeter, our principal at Wildcat Academy Ponca. Carla Fry, our principal at Trout Elementary. Lori Cox, our principal at Liberty Elementary. She was at Garfield, moved to Liberty. We have a new principal who needs to stand up, Miss Tina Fisher at our Previous Center. We have Miss Jennifer Dye, our new principal at Union Elementary. We have Stacy Satry, our new principal at West Middle School. We have another new principal in the district, Miss Kathy Bible. She's an assistant at West. We're happy to have her. We have Mr. Kevin LaRue, assistant at West Middle School. We have Mr. Sean Tagliatella, assistant at Poe High. I did pretty well, I always call him Tag. I see Ms. Christina Moralt, assistant principal at Poe High. And Delana Hawkins, assistant principal at Poe High. Okay, you are going to get the opportunity to meet our new teachers too, but in a minute, I want to talk to you about our goals. We always have an academic goal, and our academic goal is that all of our students are prepared to live and work in a global society. And we set some baseline data. Last year with the report card, we had a growth score. And our goal is going to be to increase our goal by 10% every year. Then when I became superintendent, we set some cultural goals. And one of those cultural goals was to develop a unified, positive working and learning environment to foster teacher retention and student success. And you know that we are in a severe teacher shortage crisis in Oklahoma, and we cannot afford to lose our teachers, particularly our veterans. So our goal is to reduce the number of teachers that we lose for a reason other than retirement or spouse transfer by 10%. And the first year that we collected that data was in July of 2018. We lost 44 teachers for a reason other than retirement or spouse transfer. We put some action steps in place, and we won't name all of those, but the next time we collected data, we lost 32 teachers as of July 31st of 2019. Not only did we meet our goal of losing 10% less, we exceeded it. We lost 30% fewer teachers. So give it up for those teachers who are named in Ponca City. You make a difference. Our second goal was to promote and build school spirit and eliminate barriers for all students to be involved in any positive activity. We want to build a sense of belonging, a sense of team. We want our students involved in these fabulous activities so that they don't have time to be involved in other activities that aren't so fabulous. So some of the things that we did, we tried to limit expenses for students who were participating in extracurricular. We all became Wildcats last year, and you know that was met with a little resistance, but everyone has embraced it. Even our communities, our police cars have the Wildcat on the side of them. Some other things that we did, we had spirit nights where our elementary kids got to come into an event free, and we gave them a t-shirt, and we're going to be doing free t-shirts again for our elementary students. We did the March the Halls events. We had our athletes greeting students in their uniforms at the elementary schools on game nights. Thank you, football players. The elementary students were so impressed. Okay, so this is some data that to me is super impressive. So when I first pulled this data, it was in February of 2018. We had 1,175 out of 2,400 6th through 12th graders participating in some extracurricular. And I'm not talking just athletics. We're talking music, high step, cheerleading, mock trials, student council. So 49% of our 6th through 12th graders participated in at least one extracurricular activity. I had that data pulled again in May, the last day of school, and our participation increased by, guess, Miss Riley, how many more students? Take a wild guess. She said 10%. 448 more students participated in an extracurricular event in just over 1 year. That's pretty good, Riley. So we went from 49% to a staggering 74% of our students participating in at least one extracurricular activity. I know for a fact that every student in this district knows we're a Wildcat, and I know for a fact that every student in this district knows that our school colors are red and navy. A band student asked me if my favorite color was red. I said, red and navy are my two favorite colors. And they said, you wear those all the time, and I think I do. I think I may have told this story, but it's worth repeating. I like to go out and hear from our practitioners, and when we were setting these goals for getting kids more involved and what are the barriers, I was actually at Liberty Elementary, and Christy Brown, one of our longtime teachers, where are you, Christy? She said to me, I said, what do you think some barriers are? Why don't we have more school spirit? She said, our kids don't know who the Wildcats are. I said, what do you mean our kids don't know who the Wildcats are? They are the Wildcats. We were going to do a March the Halls event, and she said, oh, get ready, the Wildcats are coming. Wear your school colors. And some of her kids said, who are the Wildcats? Okay, so that was the time that we decided, or I decided in the support with our board and admin, that we were all going to be Wildcats, and I know for a fact it's made a difference. And I think we need to celebrate that. So, drum major, are you ready to present your band? I'm an elementary person. We do have a theme for this year, and the theme is the Wildcat Way. And let me talk to you a little bit about this theme. It's basically a common language or characteristics that all Wildcats live by. And when we actually implemented our new logos, our former athletic director, Jared Freeman, came up with the Wildcat Way, and it's been around for a while. And if you'll remember, last year we started with the help of community, Team Radio, and some other vendors in our community, started giving the Wildcat of the Week award. And it was given to a student who exemplified the characteristics of the Wildcat Way. And we didn't select that person, Team Radio did, so Ground Round, Tyndall Dentistry provided a t-shirt for our Wildcats of the Week and a burger basket, and Mr. Dilbeck and I would go in and surprise them. We would just interrupt class, and we're like the prize patrol. And I know some of these kids were in those classes, and we always did a pop quiz of the characteristics of the Wildcat Way. And I was shocked that not everyone knew those. So the characteristics of the Wildcat Way are: number one, work ethic. Work hard, do your best. It will serve you well in life if you have a strong work ethic. I improve. We never quit growing. We never arrive. If we think we've arrived, we'll never get there. So we always continue to grow. Leadership. Everyone is a leader in the classroom, on the field, on the court, on the stage, and in your personal life. Discipline. On the field, in the classroom, push yourself, stay rigid, stay disciplined. Compete. Expect to win. Do not accept losing. Attitude. There's only two. Positive and a negative, and you have to choose yours, and the answer is always choose a positive attitude. And teamwork, team first, always. You're unselfish, you put your team first. And with that said, I started thinking, why don't our people know the Wildcat Way. In fact, I did a little quiz at our last admin council. I knew them, and Mr. Dilbeck knew them because we had been presenting the Wildcat of the Week, and not a lot of our administrators even knew the characteristics of the Wildcat Way. So I thought, why is that? And I thought, that's my fault. We haven't focused on it. So our theme this year is the Wildcat Way. Our principals are working on ways to implement the Wildcat Way into the classroom. And today we have some very special guests who are going to talk about what the Wildcat Way means to them. And first off, we have our football coach, Mr. Scott Harmon, and some football players.
Good morning. How are you guys? I don't need that. One of the biggest things that sold me on coming to Ponca City was the vision that we had for the whole entire district. The Wildcat Way was presented to me when I came in to interview this, and I thought, well, these guys really have an idea, a vision for what we're trying to do, not only athletically, academically, musically. Every aspect of the district is going by our Wildcat Way. So I wanted to give some examples of some of our kids that have shown these characteristics in the year and a half that I've been here. The first is work ethic. When I first got here, the first young man I met on campus was a guy that I competed against his daddy all through high school. It's kind of crazy. And he didn't like to show up for practice very much. Love him to death. He did not miss a summer workout this summer. All right, every day. Sam McKinney was one of the few that was here every day. When I first got here, improvement. I'm a guy that likes to improve. I'm just like Shelley. We're always learning. We're lifelong learners. I used to be a principal. Don't tell anybody. But those things are important to me, not only athletically, academically, personally, socially, all those things we're always trying to improve. And I always can improve, I'll say that. But the biggest guy who's made the biggest improvement since I've been here is H.B. Bauer. Where you at, Hubert? I don't know what H.B. stands for. I made it stand for Hubert. He hates it, but this guy has improved the most athletically since I've been here, and he's doing a great job. Good job, Hubert. Leadership. You can lead in a lot of different ways. You can lead by example. You can lead vocally. You can lead mentally. Our biggest leader is a young man who has had to go through some controversy here recently because he broke his arm, all right before his senior year. All right, the next day, he was in surgery to get 11 screws put in there? 11 screws in a plate, and he's going to play in the first game on July. I won't be ready for the first game. Discipline. This kid wouldn't say anything. He won't even hardly speak. Right? But he is there every day, works hard, and leads by example. I love his discipline on and off the field. Landon Barner, step forward for me, please. Not very big, you know. Landon started off 10 games as a junior. Will is highly touted going into the season as one of the better linemen in our area, so we're extremely pleased with his performance. Good job, man. Compete is what I am. I'm a competitor. I'm going to compete. I don't care if we're playing checkers. I don't care what we're doing. I'm going to compete with you, okay? And that's what I like about this young man here. He didn't want to do something last year. He had to come back and do it after we did some injuries and stuff like that. So, Justin, where you at? Yes, that's what competitors. He'll compete with you whether you're, racing in the 40 or, lifting a weight. He'll do anything two kids up, Cole and Matthew Mace. Come here real quick for me. Where you guys? These are two more my size guys. These two guys are they've always got a smile on their face, and whatever we need them to do, they're always the first and willing to do everything. So we appreciate their attitude. Great job. And the last one is Trayvon. Here, Trayvon. Cover it up. This is OU stuff right there, so we covered it up. One of the things that we emphasize here is sharing athletes. All right, this kid does everything and keeps a full-time job. And this guy is dedicated to his teamwork, unselfishness. This guy does it all. Football, basketball, track. He's always there, always working hard. And when he goes after school, he's going to work. You know, he's not going home and hanging out. He's going to work. So this guy really gets it. All right, good job, Trayvon. Guys up here didn't get their name called, but I want to recognize them because the hardest working group we have is our O-linemen. You'll see a lot of big cats up in here, all right? Coach Parker has done a great job with our offensive linemen, and as a group, nobody works harder or is more dedicated than our offensive linemen. These big guys up in here that open the holes for us have done a great job all summer long, put in a lot of extra time. So I wanted to get them up here. They were the ones opening the doors for you this morning, so we'll plan on doing that again this year. If there's anything we can do for you as a football program, please let us know. We'll be glad to do it. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach Harmon. Excellent job. Okay, I want you to hear from some more students, some more Wildcats who participate in extracurricular activities. And the Wildcat Way is just not for students who participate in extracurricular activities. Any of our high school students can win the Wildcat Way Award. All right, next we're going to have Ms. Mackenzie Cummings, our captain for the Po High Steppers, our national champion Po High Steppers, come talk to you about the Wildcat Way and what it means to her.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I'm going to be telling you a few ways on how the High Steppers represent the Wildcat Way every day. So the first one I'm going to start off with is our work ethic. Our practices start at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 days a week, 10 months out of the year. Even when we're not at school, we're still in the gym. Ms. Smith expects nothing but perfection from everything we do, from our standard teams up with pep rallies, from our kicking on the football fields, or our national performances. And we expect nothing less from ourselves. So if that means doing it over and over and over again, 100 times maybe, and that's what we do to exceed that goal. And as you can see, there are lots of girls up here, 34 to be exact. So the next thing we're going to talk about is teamwork. We all must work as one giant unit to meet those goals that we have for ourselves. Ms. Smith, even when she's hard on us, my favorite thing about my team is that we lift each other up no matter what. If we're having a hard day, we'll say, come on guys, just one more time, we can do it. Or even self-compliments. I'll go up to a girl and you can say, your smile looked great today, or you looked really good in this part. And that's just what I love about my team, is that we create that encouraging and uplifting atmosphere in our gym. And the last thing I'm going to be talking about is discipline. Yes, Ms. Smith is very strict on us, as she should be. She's our coach. But what I've learned to appreciate the most about high stepping is our self-discipline as a team. She can say, be here at 6:30 or have this ribbon in your hair, but it's your responsibility to set that alarm or triple text your friends and make sure that you have that right uniform on. And sometimes we have 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 events in 1 week. And it's your problem to make sure that you're getting your homework done and staying up late at night maybe and getting everything done. And I'm proud to say that at every nationals we usually win an academic award. And this year we actually won for our school, that we won our, I think our GPA was maybe a 3.6, somewhere up in that range. So I'm very, very proud of that. And just to wrap it up, I'd like to thank all the public school staff and teachers for making everything possible, and we hope to continue to make the Wildcats proud.
You make us proud every single day. All right, next we're going to hear from Ms. Daisha Gilpin, our captain of the cheer squad, our amazing program cheerleaders.
Hey guys, so our main thing is work ethic. We all work hard as a team, but each and every one of us work on our own team, not just at practice. Some of us go to tumbling, a lot of the girls go to like competitive cheer and work on their skills to improve. And we all have to keep a good attitude because you just need to. And we all have to work as a team to like uplift each other and just improve overall.
Great job, Daisha. Thank you so much. And we're also going to hear from our drum major, Ms. Drew Markle.
Good morning. That was kind of sad. Say it again. Good morning.
Okay, I think you need to be a teacher. Let's go into education, Drew.
I can confidently say that we don't focus on one thing in the band. We focus on all of the traits of the Wildcat Way. But we do exhibit teamwork very well, but we don't call it teamwork. We call ourselves a family. The leadership in the Pohai band, something that we focus on when the freshmen come in is to always remind them every day with a smile on our face that we are family, even if we fight, even if we get mad and we argue with each other. We are family at the end of the day, and we support each other no matter what, in the main building and in the band building. Something that I focus on personally in the band would be attitude and work ethic, because without a good attitude, my band will not have a good attitude either. And then without a good work ethic, how am I supposed to be a role model and a leader if I don't have a good work ethic? And I believe that is all I'm supposed to say.
Thank you, Drew. Aren't these student leaders impressive? I am so impressed. You did a fabulous job. Thank you so much. So definitely the characteristics of the Wildcat Way are characteristics that can make all of us grow and improve and be the best that we can possibly be. So we are focusing on the Wildcat Way this year, and thanks to a generous donor, each of you will be getting a staff t-shirt again, like the one admin are wearing, with the Wildcat Way on the back. No one will forget the Wildcat Way. Everyone will know those characteristics. Your supervisors will begin taking your sizes, so those will come shortly. We also have some other goals for this year, and your admin will talk to you about those today in your PD meetings. You may have seen a press release or two about some of the things we're going to focus on as far as academics, respect, and the Wildcat Way. So at this time, I think that we are going to have our Wildcats perform for you one more time the Ponca City Fight Song. Thank you, band, high steppers, and cheerleaders. At this time, we are going to dismiss our cheerleaders and high steppers. Our cheerleaders, under the direction of Ms. Ashley Campbell and Darla Turney. Our national champion high steppers, under the direction of Coach Kristen Smith. Give it up for our steppers and our cheerleaders. Our band's going to remain for a little bit longer in our assembly so that they can provide us some more music a little bit later. But at this time, we are going to recognize our new teachers. And you all know this, and you've heard me say it over and over and over. The teacher shortage crisis in Oklahoma is real. So those of you that have stayed in Oklahoma, thank you for being an Oklahoman educator. For those of you who have a degree and are emergency certified, thank you for stepping up and serving in a classroom. All of our students have a classroom teacher. This year, we hired 54 brand new teachers. 2 of them, actually, we hired at midterm last year, so we have 56 new teachers, which are amazing. And here's some awesome news. We have 3 of those teachers who left after the 17-18 school year came back for the 19-20 school year. And that's great data for me. We love returning teachers. Did I tell you this morning that we are restoring 8 positions that we had previously cut? That's amazing. In fact, we would have liked to have added more positions, but we just couldn't get the teachers. So we were able to do some improvements, and that's exciting. 4 teachers at West Middle School and 4 teachers at Poe High. At this time, I want you to meet our new staff. So our principals are going to bring them on alphabetically by the name of the school. So our principals have little flags with the name of the school. Some of our teachers were just hired within the last 20 hours, so they may not recognize their principal. So we're going to have just our new teachers from East come up first. And Mr. Denton Long is going to introduce them to you.
All right, good morning. Thanks everybody for coming. First, I want to introduce our new band teacher, Mr. Connor Pratt. Give him a wave. New orchestra teacher, Miss Ella Gordon. Fundamentals of Technology, Ryan Taylor. And history and coach, Micah Havens. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much, and we'll just let our new East teachers exit down stage right. Next, we have our new principal, Katie Thomason from Garfield, who will introduce the new Garfield teachers.
Okay, so our first brand new teacher to Ponca City is Rachel Blevins, and she'll be teaching 3rd grade for us. And we snagged Miss Dana Love back as our art teacher. She is also part-time art at Union as well.
We appreciate our new teachers, but Dana, you're not getting off without a hug. Thank you for coming back. We love you. All right, we have Ms. Lori Cox from Liberty.
Team Liberty this year, we have 2 fabulous new teachers, and they're going to be a team, and they've already started working together, planning together. I think they're going to do awesome things for our 5th grade team at Liberty, and that is Peggy Renfro and Denise Miles, and they are going to look after the already terrific staff at Liberty. Thank you.
Lots of experience right there, many years as veteran teachers. We have Ms. Liz Hargraves from Lincoln.
Good morning, Wildcats. We have 3 new teachers joining our Lincoln team this year. Can't see because of the lights. The first one is Annie Mastek. She's going to be one of our new SPED teachers. Then we have Teresa Clifton is going to teach 5th grade. And Kellen Wilson is teaching 1st grade.
Mr. Thad Dilbeck from Po High. You've got a crew.
We've got quite a few. I have a list because I'll forget somebody. So we'll get up here. Come on, everybody come on out. We'll line up out here. Instead of me trying to pair all this together, I'm going to read down through this list. You guys are going to be in a row. You'll step forward when I say your name. All right, how's that sound? So come on in. I know all of them. There's a lot of pressure up here, so scoot on down. Come on down. Come on across. There you go. Okay, teaching math for us, Deborah Cathy. Right there. Teaching social studies and our head softball coach is Daniel Wood. Teaching math, Jill Klein. Right there. Our new counselor, Jamie Evans. Special ed, Miss Judith Peoples is not here today, but I want to mention her. Okay, teaching English for us, Miss Megan Click. Social studies, Mr. Eric Green. Social studies, Mr. Glenn Cathy. The Cathys are a father-daughter team right in there, so. New counselor, Miss Tracy Scott. Teaching special ed math for us, Miss Lisa Welch. That's Officer Welch's mom. Working in Wildcat Way, Miss Mackenzie Pruitt. Our new strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Antonio Folks. Working in social studies, Mr. Mike Hampton. We have Sage Wojcik. Sage was with us last year, but she's started late, so she's new this year. And then returning, one of the ones that Miss Eric was talking about is Miss Amy Hensley. Okay, thank you guys.
Yes, Amy Hensley returning to Po High after 1 year, and we actually have another returner. I know everybody's name. Jamie Evans is counselor. She was here at Liberty. You Liberty people remember her. Just lost me, sorry about that, Jamie. All right, next we have Ms. Rhonda Merrifield from Roosevelt.
Well, good morning. Roosevelt has 3 new people to add to the Wildcat team. And we have Rachel Ritter Golden, who not only started a new job, a new marriage, all in about a month. So she's brave. She'll be teaching 1st grade for us. We have Jackie Burton, who is new, and she will be teaching 4th grade. We're glad to have her back. She did some observation at Roosevelt years ago. And with some experience coming from Kansas, Vivian Velasquez will teach music. So we're ready to go.
Thank you so much. Glad to have you. Next, we have Ms. Carla Fry from Trout. And here come her new teachers.
I'm excited to introduce this new group. First off, Heather Minson. Heather's going to be teaching 5th grade for us. She's originally from Burlington, I'm sorry. We had a Burlington in Kansas, I apologize. Burlington. So we are glad to have her with us. Karen Myatt is going to be teaching 4th grade for us, and she's a Ponca City girl. Also, I want you to meet Jan Robertson, who will be teaching 5th grade for us, and she was an Okie and moved to Kansas and is coming back to us. So we are glad to have all 3 of them. Good things happening. Thank you.
Great. We like to take teachers from other states. Next we have Miss Jennifer Dye, and I'll have to give you a little bit of trivia about Jennifer. This is her first year as principal there. She has come full circle. She started as a pre-K teacher at Union Elementary. So Jennifer.
And we are so excited to have these new teachers joining us. This is Allie Morris, special ed. Rachel Berger, 2nd grade. Spencer Peach, 4th grade. And Cody Campbell, PE, and he also coaches softball and baseball.
We have new principal, Tina Fisher from the pre-K Center.
I have 2 new teachers at Washington. I have Miss Caroline Taylor, and we all teach pre-K, so she will be teaching pre-K. And I'm so excited to introduce Jenna Chambers. Jenna started teaching pre-K last year, so she is returning as a teacher again, so we're so happy to have her.
Thank you. We have Miss Stacy Satry with our longest list of new teachers. I believe 15, 16 total. I have lost track. So Stacy, we're going to have to spread everyone out. Come on down, Dylan.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this on my memory. Let's see if I have a good memory. Okay, I want to introduce Dylan Jackson. He is going to be 6th grade science at West Middle School. Kayla Dimmel, 7th grade science. Mallory Scott, 6th grade science. Nicole Smith, 6th grade ELA. Jessica Campbell, she's keyboarding and she's also coaching volleyball. Okay, remember that part. Jessica Martinez, 7th grade math. 6th grade math. Okay, one for me. Jessica Burchett, 6th grade ELA. Amanda Wiley, 7th grade reading. Taylor Mendenhall, speech. Corey Anderson, 7th grade math. Stacey Penny, Team Livy. Shelley Jacobs, SPED, reading. Catherine Combs, 7th ELA. Dasha Evans, 6th grade ELA. Carol Morgan, art. All right. With new teachers, I'm so excited to have you guys. Thank you.
Big crew at West Middle School. We have Ms. Carta Streeter from Wildcat Academy and Team Pat.
I only have one new teacher this year, Mandy Fields. She was here 4 years. She left after 17 years. She's back. So she's going to teach English for us at Wildcat Academy.
CPS. Mr. Tim Williams, Woodlands Elementary.
Good morning. At Woodlands, we have one new teacher. Her name is Victoria Rice. She will be teaching 5th grade. She's coming to Ponca City from Cleveland, Oklahoma, and so this is her first big experience as being a Wildcat. She's pretty excited to be here.
Thank you to all our new teachers. Thank you for choosing Ponca City Public Schools. You are valued and appreciated, and we are glad you're here, and you will be a member of Team PCPS. You'll feel like a member today. This group will take you under their wing and help you develop and grow as a Wildcat. So we did pretty well, didn't we, in this severe teacher shortage crisis? And Mr. Layton didn't work at all on this, did you? It's been a scramble. It was just easy. They just came to us. You know, townspeople would say to me, well, I bet you just have all kinds of teachers after they got the $6,100 raise last year. I even had some legislators say, look, you can add all these new positions. And I'm telling you, that's a win-lose situation. Great, we have some new money, but there are no teachers. There are no teachers in the pipeline. We didn't get in this position overnight, 10 years of revenue cuts. We are certainly not going to get out of it overnight, but I know we'll continue to grow and improve every year. Okay, next we are going to recognize service, so I'll need my little central office helpers to help me out here. We started this tradition last year, and we're giving the Wildcat service pins in increments of 5. Now, last year we had a lot of people receive the pins because we were playing makeup. So if you received a 5-year pin last year, it might have been your 5th year, 6th year, 7th year, 8th year, 9th year, and then we moved on to 10 years. So now that we're developing this tradition, I will announce the people who have been with us for 5 years, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up where you are and remain standing, and we'll get your service pin, and then we'll applaud for our group at the 5-year increment. Okay, first on this list, 5 years of service, Miss Carrie Bartley. Roosevelt, stand up where you are, Miss Bartley. There she is, and remain standing. Lindsay Herzog, Union Elementary. Where's Lindsay? Hallie LaRue, Liberty. Brittany Lawrence, East. Now, if I mess up your site, I'm calling these by memory. I've got your name up here. So, Angela McLaughlin, West. Svetlana McDaniel, Liberty. Troy Mitchell, East. Alicia Noggle, Trout/Liberty. Am I right, Alicia? Okay, pretty good. Tracy Suter, Washington Pre-K. Tracy, I think I hired you in Walmart, actually. I remember that. I used to be HR director for you people that are new. Bill Stinson, he's a Kansas transplant. Pohai. Shelley Sullivan, Lincoln. Emily Thomas, Garfield. Casey Van Heusen, Woodlands. Nancy Van Zant, SLP, speech therapist, all over this district. I'm going to say Woodlands. Am I right, Nancy? Okay. Jared Wynn, Pohai. And Laura Young, Lincoln. Give it up for these people who have completed 5 years of service. Next we have our 10-year service people. Megan Arnold, Pre-K Center. Ashley Campbell, Pohai. Jenny Llewellyn, Liberty. She just had a baby a couple of days ago, so I'm pretty confident she's not here. Jamie Miller, Pohai. Amy Meggie, Lincoln. Okay, that's it for the 10-year service pins. We only have one recipient of a 15-year service pin, and that is Ashley Magnus from Woodlands. There she is. Give her a round of applause. 20 years of service with the district. Jennifer Dye, Union Principal. Laura Glowacki, Washington Pre-K. Gay Ann Grace, West Middle School. Faith Linneberg, Woodlands Elementary. Tina Mance, Lincoln. Audra Mason, Pohai. Amy Parks, Trout Elementary. And coming with her at the same time, was her husband, Stony Parks, West Middle School. Diane Pimpleton, Po High. John Reynolds, West Middle School. Susie Schatz, East Middle School. Cheryl Snyder, Roosevelt Elementary. And Carla Streeter, Wildcat Academy Team Pack. 20 years of experience. Thank you so much for your service. Okay, so for our next few increments, I'm going to have you come to the stage and stand on the stage. Sorry to put you on the spot. 25 years of service. Sandy Hassenfratz. Sandy, I know this is going to stress you out, but you're coming to the front. Look at her. Thanks, Shelley. We have Miss Sandy Metter. Woodlands. She retired and came back. And Mr. Layton's going to give them their service pins. And so just come up on the stage, and I want you to remain standing on the stage. Susan Rhodes, West Middle School. Angie Walker, East Middle School. All right, 25 years in one district. That's amazing. Okay, they're going to remain standing, and 30 years of service. We have Michael Grimes, Po High. Crystal Reese, Liberty. Paula White, Po High. Okay, that's 30 years of service. We have 35 years of service. Dolores Schultz, East Middle School. Here she comes. And we also have 40 years of service. Kevin Frazier. You know, it used to be when I would see Frazier coming in the board office that I was afraid he was coming in to retire. And Frazier, probably everybody doesn't know this, but the kids kind of have a saying that are in his group. They say, I'm Frazier's favorite. No, I'm Frazier's favorite. I'm here to tell you, I'm Frazier's favorite. Now, we just recognize increments of 5. So if you have been with the district between 25 and I know 44 is our top, stand up where you are, even though you didn't get a pin. Now remain standing. I want everybody to see you. Okay, guys, this scares me. These experienced educators could leave after this year, and we don't want to lose you. Thank you for your years of service. We appreciate all you do for Po High and Ponca City Public Schools. Thank you so much. You cannot retire. You math people know when it's the right time for you to retire, and it's not this year, Paula Wright. I know you can do math. She's a math teacher. All right, so we are going to recognize the person with the longest amount of service to Ponca City Public Schools. And actually, it's the same person who received it last year, Miss Holly Theobald. She has 44 years of experience, and you can give her a round of applause. But guess what? She's not here because she is part-time, so you've got to be here to win. So next we have Ms. Tanya Gibson, Elementary, 43 years of service. No, you have to come to the front, Tanya. Okay, band, let's give her some kind of little drum cadence, okay? Come on down. Some kind of little cadence. Can we do that really quickly? Some kind of little drum cadence for Miss Gibson. We'll first start with 5-year service recognition. And our ladies from Central Office will hand out your 5-year service pin. And if I call your name for 5 years of service, I want you to stand and remain standing until all these people have been called. Okay, we have Marla Altendorf, CMP. Cheryl Behay Taylor, West Middle School. Noel Bryan, Pre-K Center. Teresa Briggs, Liberty. Regina Burns, Child Nutrition Program. Tommy Dobbs, Garfield Crossing Guard. Lacey Gower, Transportation. Tammy Harbison, Po High. Lisa Lawson, Po High. Cindy McVeigh, CMP. Nancy Musgrove, Lincoln. Colleen Patterson, our crossing guard at Woodlands. Jim Payne, Transportation. Bright Path Reynolds, Union. Bright Path, we haven't moved you, have we? Okay, you're still at Union, I'm right? Okay, good deal. All right, Skylar Schultz, Transportation. Angela Selvey, West Middle School. Ann Stout, Liberty. Deborah Williams, Lincoln. Give these support personnel a round of applause, 5 years of service. If I got your site wrong, I apologize. We're still moving people around. Okay, next, 10 years of service. Cliff Foster, Maintenance. Irish Gregg, Union. LaDonna Harry, Po High. Jeff Hasselbring, Tech, with our IT department. Janetta Hudson, Transportation. Pam Loy, CNP. Dennis Malaska, Liberty. Kelly Martin, Lincoln. Gary McKee, Maintenance. Loretta Taylor, Transportation. 10 years of service with this district. Thank you. We appreciate you. We do have service pins pins for our people who have completed 15 years of service. Sherry Land, Board of Education. She might be passing out service pins. Jan Miller, Board of Education. Tamara Ralston, CMP. Tammy Robertson, Woodlands. Ramona Ryan, CMP. Jessica Thompson, West Middle School. 15 years of service with PCPS. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to put the rest of you on the spot. I'm going to call you to the stage if you have 20 or more years of service. We need to recognize you. 20 years of service. Judith Amberger, CMP. Judith here? Come up here and just stay on stage. Judith, Mr. Layton is going to make sure you get your 20 years of service pin. Come on up. Next we have Vicki Bentley, Team PEP. Vicki, I know I saw her earlier. Come to the front. 20 years of service. We also have Marilyn Liggins, West Middle School. There she is. Just stay up here on the stage until everybody gets here. We have Tammy Roth from the Copy Center. Kim Robinson, Lincoln. Big Kenny Todd, Maintenance. Big Kenny, I said, who is Kenneth Todd the other day? I've only called him Big Kenny. Sally Tubbs, Po High. Here she comes. Sally, I knew I saw you somewhere. Saw her hair and her bracelets and the bling. For sure. Here comes Sally. Thanks for being such great participants. 20 years of service right here. That's a long time to be with Ponca City Public Schools. We appreciate you, as do the students, the Board of Education, the teachers, and the administrators. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate you. All right, we'll let them make their way back to their seats. We have one person with 25 years of service. We have Sharon Chamberlain, Pre-K Center. Sharon? Here she comes. Sharon, are you starting to see children of students that you had before? Okay. Sharon is a TA at the Pre-K Center, so she works with our 4-year-olds, which takes a lot of activity. Give it up for Sharon Chamberlain. We have 2 support employees with 30 years of service. Linda Bohe, CMP. And we have Sarah Kreger, Athletics. 30 years of service. She's only supposed to work 30 days, she said. 30 years. I see Sarah often, and Sarah, how many more years? Well, we hope 30 more. Jason, take care of her. Give it up for these two ladies. We appreciate your service to our district. All right, we don't have anyone with exactly 40 years, but we are going to recognize the winner of the longest years of service in the support field with Ponca City Public Schools. Same winner as last year. Give it up for child nutrition, Cheryl Sitterly, 39 years. And you have to be present to win, and here she is. Okay, I think we need a drum roll or something. Can we do some kind of drum roll? I put the band on the spot. Cheryl, we appreciate you. 39 years, that's a lot of years. We expect to see, it's been fun, of course it is. And time flies when you're having fun. All right, thanks so much, Cheryl, we appreciate it. All right, congratulations to all our service winners, pins and winners, and all of our people that have come to Ponca City Public Schools. We're glad to have you. We're going to do the short version of the fight song and then dismiss our band under the direction of Mr. David Christie, Mr. Andrew Orr, and Mr. Connor Pratt. So, band, drum major, are you ready? A lot of bands and a lot of drum lines, and there are no better band or drum line than the Big Blue Band. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate those sponsors. Okay, as they are making their way out, we're almost done here, I want to talk to you about a little incident that happened a week ago today, as a matter of fact. We had just a little minor flooding over at East Middle School, and I know you may have seen it on the news, but I want you to see this video. We're going to show it to you twice so that you're not missing anything. Miss Farron-Weiss, this is your classroom. Yes, it is. A week ago today, one more time, just so you get the full effect. Okay, a lot of times when we have leaks, we grab a trash can. There were no grabbing any trash cans. We could not do that. There are not enough trash cans in this district. Farron's room is on the second floor. Well, guess what? It went down to the first floor. We had a waterfall down the stairs. It was quite impressive. I was way nervous that East Middle School would be moving some classrooms over to the Board of Education. I thought there's no way that we are going to be able to start school on the 14th, but with the help of our construction company, Rick Scott Construction, they brought in 2 restoration crews. They worked round the clock and literally 24 hours a day, and they have been there. Look at this, look at the difference. These are some after pictures. Oh yes, we had 150 Chromebooks ruined. There they are out in the hall. We think probably 7 Promethean boards. We had 14 classrooms affected. We're buying 14 new Promethean boards. So, lost all kinds of books, all kinds of everything. We brought our teachers back in. There's Miss Weiss up in the corner cleaning her classroom out. You can get in it now without getting wet. And they came in yesterday. We provided some extra duty time, and Rick Scott Construction had their workers there helping them move everything back in. And we are going to start school at East in every single classroom on the 14th. It's going to be amazing. Now, here's what I will tell you. I can't even tell you the number of phone calls, text messages, emails that we got. How can we help East Middle School? And East Middle School, this is from your team, PCPS. So, there has been a schedule created, and you are going to have someone from every single site and every department helping you on Monday and Tuesday for an hour and 15-minute increments. It's the Wildcat Way, team first always. So let's give it up for our East teachers. You know, we really didn't know if to cry or laugh, so we just watched it rain. But we are going to be ready for school to start, and I appreciate the way that you're coming out and supporting each other. I do hope that you have a wonderful year. Please know that you're valued and a great member of this team. Come tonight to Solon Stadium, 6 o'clock. We're having the fall sports bash. We'll introduce all of our fall sport athletes. And I appreciate what you do. I value you, and I am proud to be on your team and to serve as the superintendent. So thank you so much for all of you.